Um, yeah, I'm sorry about that. So, Jose Delgado, is it? Yeah, Hyder Amil versus Jose Delgado. Um, oof. For me, this fight is a little bit more confusing than most because in my head, I'm like it's honestly quite confusing why Jose Delgado is the favorite. I mean, I get the win over Con Matthews. Rene the Reslot. Hello, Ankfest. Ankfest is crazy, man. But in any case, what up, my guy? Welcome to the stream. Ankfest is crazy. Anyway, so Rene the Reslord, for me, this is 100% risky, and Haida wins by close decision. I get your standpoint, but in all honesty, it's surprising that Jose Delgado is actually the favorite in this particular fight because before we even go any further, when we look at the strength of schedule, or rather the people that each of them have fought in the UFC specifically, on one hand, Jose Delgado fought Conor Matthews. I mean, that's decent, but it's nothing to rave about, to be honest, especially from my standpoint. And then on the other hand, we have Hyder Amil, who has beaten Fernie Garcia, who has beaten Jeong Yong Lee, who has beaten William Gomis. And we're talking about the same William Gomis that actually um, got close enough to actually be able to beat Joe Anderson Brito. Let me go even deeper. Um, Jacob Hitchcock, welcome to the stream, man. So let me go even deeper and try to do this, connect this MMA maths for you. Um, one plus one equals Hyder Amil. So let me actually calculate for you. So William Gomis actually, even though it was a robbery against what do you call him, Joe Anderson Brito. I mean, it still was close enough for him to actually get the robbery. I get that it was in France, and I agree it was a robbery. But it wasn't a Cyril Gahn versus Volkov robbery. It was still a robbery, but not on that level, right? So, still, Joe Anderson Brito has a win over the former title contender in, what do you call him, Diego Lopez. So, I mean, when you go down the stream, when you go down the stream, you see like the quality of wins that this guy has. So the point that I'm trying to make, I'm Shoshot McGee. Welcome, my guy. I'm gaming with Ras Jack versus Rodriguez. Who you got? I'm going Rodriguez, man. I already broke down that fight. It's available on the channel on the live section. So back to this particular fight. I genuinely feel like before we go into the actual prediction of the actual fight, Amil finna march forward and beat the piss out of Delgado. I think maybe a lot of people are fascinated by the fact that Delgado has a 100% finishing rate, whereas Hyder Amil has like a 64% finishing rate. So obviously, finishers normally get a bias as far as what do you call this, as a better's bias, for lack of a better word. So I think because the guy finished a UFC level fighter. I mean, he's not the highest level, but still UFC level in Conor Matthews in his debut in the first round. So everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, this guy is the future," and everything. But it's Conor Matthews, man. I rate even though it was a split decision against William Gomis, Jacob Chicago John Cena. Even though it was a split decision versus William Gomis, I think William Gomis is probably one of the best wins you can ever get in that division. To be honest, even there are ranked fighters that I would feel like, you know what, I'd still prefer a win over William Gomez over some of the bottom 15 ranked fighters. Right. So for me personally, I just feel like Jen Yong Lee. Fernie Garcia as well as William Gomez are much better competition, significantly higher level competition, especially as far as striking goes, than Conor Matthews. And on top of that, I do feel like Hyder Amil might have a bit of an advantage as far as the grappling goes because Jose Delgado does not have the best grappling or rather defensive grappling as far as I've seen. I mean, he has grappling, but it's easy to take him down. And I feel like Hyder Emil has decent enough wrestling to actually win, even through control and even with striking. That's why I was trying to make the point that I mean, Hyder Emil has a win over William Gomez, and William Gomez is a pretty decent striker. Might not be the best, but he's a pretty decent striker. So clearly that shows his striking abilities. So yeah, man, it's honestly kind of surprising let me actually get to the breakdown of the fight. As far as technical striking, I don't know. I think to be honest, both of them are more or less on the same level as far as technical striking. I'd give a minimum advantage of defense, not a massive, but a small defense to Delgado. Offensively, as far as volume, and slight technical advantage, I'd give it to Amil. So, and then as far as grappling, like I said, I feel like maybe Jose Delgado might have a bit of offensive wrestling, but I feel like defensively, he's a little bit easier to take down. So I could see Hyder Amil actually mixing up everything and getting a decision win. I'm not downgrading. I'm not downplaying what do you call him? Jose Delgado can do in the octagon. I'm just saying I feel like the other guy in Hyder Amil has fought the better competition, and it's honestly still crazy to me that he's not even a favorite in this particular fight. But it is what it is. I still feel like Hyder Amil is more well-rounded, and he has a better shot at actually winning this particular fight, wherever it might take place. It might be close, to be honest, but I like the level of competition that Hyder Amil has faced. I feel like he's going to be a little bit better on the feet if the fight has to stay there, and even on the ground. And on top of that, I mean, Hyder Amil is undefeated. I know that Jose Delgado is on a streak, but Hyder Amil is undefeated and has faced the three decent, UFC level athletes. So yeah, my subscribers and I are going with Hyder Amil. Let me respond to you guys before I go to the next fight. Um, let me see. Uh, let me actually see. Rene the Reslord, Amil finna march forward. Okay, I responded to this one. Shoshot McGee. Amil just throws punches like there's no tomorrow. Jacob Hedgecock, John Cena. Okay. Um, Rene the Reslord, Amil is gonna absorb a lot of good shots though. Yeah, I don't like that though, but still, I do feel like he might be able to. I just pray that his defense is gonna be a little bit better. Rene, there is Lord, which is why I'm worried. Okay, I thought you were saying it as a positive thing. I was like, damn, like I mean, it's never a good thing to block punches with your face. So yeah, I agree. That's one of the reasons I'm also a bit concerned. Rene, there is Lord. I feel like Emil, Dariush, and Slava are picks that I'm definitely getting wrong. Did you go with Slava? Ghana, who is Slava fighting, by the way? Terence McKinney. Okay. Um, I mean Slava Claus might actually get it done somehow, but I mean he's a little bit older now, and actually talked in length about that particular fight. But yeah, I mean he might get it done, but with Terence McKinney's aggression, I don't know. And but again, Vyacheslav is actually very chinny. So I mean, I and his takedown defense it has been improving, but I can see Terence McKinney just giving him problems on the ground. But if he can't finish him in the first round, Terence McKinney is not gonna make it to the final round. So that's how it works for him. Hopefully, he's improving that. But I think he's lost to pretty decent competition though. Short McGee, Amil says some funny shit too. I hope he wins. Renier, there is a lot. I feel like Royval is gonna make me look like a casual again. He had a bad concussion a few months ago. You know what? Out of all my picks, the Van pick worries me heavily because there's a large part of me. Like if it wasn't because of my new strategy, I would have honestly picked Joshua Van. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm loving Royval's experience and the fact that he's fought grapplers before. But obviously, Tatsuro Taira does not have the same level of striking as Joshua Van, so obviously he's going to do great against someone like Tatsuro Taira as long as he can avoid the grappling exchanges. So it's gonna be a little bit interesting to see how he deals with someone who can grapple and strike. Right? We saw Pantoja having a bit more success because Pantoja has the striking, Pantoja has the grappling. No, so he knows how to mix it up, which I think, in my opinion, I think Joshua Van is a new generation version of Alexander Pantoja. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. I could see genuinely Joshua Van actually winning that fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. Renee the Lord. Charles could also win now. I'm gonna get a negative fix in this card and use a coin flip next week. um, shit. Next card is actually in 2 weeks. Yeah, I actually thought I wouldn't stream the lowest card. I wouldn't do the watch along, but clearly I'm going to be able to because next week I won't be home. So I thought maybe I wouldn't be able to stream, but I realized it's in 2 weeks, so I don't have to miss it actually. So it worked out really perfectly for me. So I'll be here for that card. Um, Shoshat McGee, too many underdogs won last week. It will equal out this week. Okay, Joshua McGee, but I don't know how Amil is this big of an underdog coming off of a great performance. It's also crazy to me. Maybe there's things that people know that we haven't maybe seen. I don't know, which is kind of crazy to me. Renee, that is lot. I think the odds for this fight are closing in tighter. Okay, I haven't checked them recently, so hopefully that's the case because I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to Hyder Amil, especially after the performance against someone like William Gomez. Because according to how the odds are, Connor Matthews is better than William Gomez. Like at this point, because it feels like fans value the performance against Connor Matthews over William Gomez, and I think William Gomez is a much tougher fight. So yeah, I think it was impressive, and I guess we'll see as the odds um, fluctuate up until the actual fight happens. Shoshat McGee, damn, at first Amil was plus 180. I got a bet on Amil at the plus 165. Damn, okay. Okay. Guys, let me go and break down the last fight for today. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit interesting to break this fight down. Anyway, let's go to the next fight now, guys. Thank you for joining me. I love and appreciate all of you. Deuces.